YouTube. Yeah, so I had a video yesterday that I was doing, but I cut my finger. I don't know if you can see, but I cut it really bad. So I'm about to head to Target to get a band-aid. Well, band-aids and nail form, and then we're gonna get into the video. But I have a to-do list for today. First thing is to go to Target to get a band-aid and some nail form, and then I have to go to the fabric store, the thrift store, and I need to go to Michael's. But Target and Michael's are in the same plaza, so I think I'm gonna go to Target when I go to Michael's. But I need to get what do I need for Michael's? I need to get some fabric dye. Yeah, for Michael's, and maybe some more glue. And then what else do I have to do? And then I have 4 Etsy orders that I want to finish today and 2 alterations, so we'll see what happens with that. But one of the Etsy orders are already done, and then the other one is quick. I literally just have to buy the skirt for it. And then the other one is like and the other 2 are like jeans, so I have to actually distress those. So I have to do that, and then after that, I think I'm going to be, I don't know, probably make dinner. But anyway, come on for the ride. Oh, by the way, I'm Jayla, and I'm a seamstress or a designer. I haven't really decided. I really think I'm a seamstress because, hear me out. Usually, like, when you get people who make clothes or do alterations or tailoring, they usually have like their niche. They only do one thing. But I'm the type of person, like, I'm a Sagittarius. We can blame it on that. But I like to do every single thing. Like, I like to do everything. So I distress the jeans, I make the gowns, I make the outfits, like I make costumes, I do everything. So today we're going to be doing customs and then alterations. But first, we gotta go get supplies. So let's switch cameras. We're gonna use our Nezuko, well, my phone, for the on the way. And then also, I really hate, I made a sandwich, I'm gonna take that with me. But I really hate talking while I record in public. So the part going to the store is gonna really be a voiceover. I'll do like my creations, like do my with my voice, but everything else, I just hit my fucking finger. But everything else is gonna be yeah, like I said. Okay, so the first stop was Target. When I first walked in, the first thing I started looking for was boys' black pants because I was making a custom pair of black pants, and when I went to the thrift store prior, I didn't see the black pants in the size that I needed. So now I'm just going through all their black pants to see if I can actually find them, and I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I ended up finding any out of Target. So I just went and got my band-aids and my nails formed so that way I could stop walking around with this hurt and cut on my finger. Now I just grabbed everything and I ran over to Michael's. They were in the same plaza, so I just ran over to Michael's, and it was cool because they have a lot of their Halloween stuff out. So I was just looking at it. I don't usually decorate for Halloween, but I said I would this year. I'm probably not though. Then I just went and got some scarlet red fabric dye. If you guys want to see how I dye fabric, just leave a comment and I'll be able to show you how to do that. And then after that, I went to the thrift store. I think the first thing I was looking for was a black skirt for my client, but she's really small, just like me. So I didn't see it in the skirt, so I decided to find a pair of jeans and just make it out of a pair of jeans. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just looking through the jeans, looking for a size 0 to 2, I believe she was, just to see what I can make them out of. And I think I ended up finding some. I think, let's see. And thinking about going to the thrift store, y'all, you gotta look. Like, you gotta look. Ain't nothing in, like, any type of order. So you really gotta look and see, like, what's the size. So I think I went with them Hollister ones, and I kept looking because I was like, maybe I could find one with the actual number on it because I was just saying, like, extra small, I think. Girl, you gotta look. And it's like they literally be hidden. Like, I cannot find them at all. And now I'm just looking through the black jeans so I can use them to actually distress and customize the outfits that I'm making for the pants and the two-piece. I think the sale that day was like everything with like a blue tag or a green tag was 50% off. So that's what I do at thrift store. I look for the ones with the tags on them first. And then I just start looking at the ones that are kind of cheaper and I purchase those as well, just to get a lot more bang for my buck. I'm going to show you guys everything that I got. I also go through and like add up what I've spent or what I'm about to spend, because I always come in there with a budget. Like, there's no need to spend more than $40 in the thrift store, if you ask me, on supplies, just because it shouldn't cost that much, if you ask me. But yeah, I grabbed everything, and then after that, I remember that I had a 4T or a 3T skirt that I also had to make. So I was just looking for a pair of shorts or a pair of pants to make that out of. And I think I ended up finding a pair of pants that I wanted to use, and that's what I ended up using for her skirt. And then, like I said, I only spent $38. So I just made it back home. The first thing I did was took my hair out, because, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to show y'all everything I got from the thrift store. When I tell y'all it's so many people outside, like, I understand it's a storm coming, but it's Florida. We always overreact for no reason. But anyway, I ended up paying $38, and I don't know how many I got, so we can count together. But these are for a different project than what I'm working on, so I'm putting these in my living room, and then I'm gonna go back to my office to show y'all what I'm actually working on right now. But I got these. When I get jeans, I usually am using the waistband, so I try to get the bigger sizes. And then I also look at the sales. Yeah, I saw that I would put the sales in the video already. But I look at the sales, so I made sure I was grabbing all the ones with a green, and these had a green on them, and they were 50% off. So I got 1, 2, 3, and these are the ones I'm going to use to actually make my client's pants. So these are on the side, but these are 4, right? 1, 2, yeah, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna turn these into a skirt for another client, but these are gonna be first thing I work on actually. And then, so dang, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm turning these into a skirt for a client too. So 10. Yeah, I'm so excited, and I'm really excited about these certain things because they're like new products I can add to my Etsy. So I'm really excited about those customs. But yeah, these are for a completely different project. And then last night I made this skirt. Damn, this skirt is cute. Girl, I be making skirts. It still has to, and it's not even done yet. It has to be distressed. It was a pair of shorts. I turned it into a skirt. And yeah, I have to make another one of these out of this. So since I forgot to record this because I cut my finger, I'm going to just put in how I use this. I'm going to use the scraps from the jeans I already cut from this, the waistbands, to make this one. So y'all don't have to miss that part, but y'all get the point. But yeah, I'm going to show y'all how I turn a pair of pants into a skirt, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is iron the pants, fold them sideways and iron the pants. And then you just want to find a desirable length for your skirt. I go ahead and do it like right under, just to give myself enough room. A lot of people cut down the middle, but I like to use my my seam rippers to be able to rip it, just so that I have a lot of fabric in the middle and I can work with it as much as I want to. Yep, so once I rip it apart, dang girl, it's taking a minute. Okay, anyway, once I rip it apart, I go ahead and I pin the front together, just to make it look a little more like a skirt. Just pin it together so I can sew that part down, and then I turn it inside out and I try to iron it out again. Yeah, and then I use my ruler, right? Yeah, so I use my ruler and my chalk, and I just basically make a line to where it'll look straight down, so it doesn't have that little piece in the back that sticks up in the back. And then I just add my pins to that. And then after that, I just go ahead and get my sewing machine set up. A lot of people ask me how I set my sewing machine up, well, thread my sewing machine, so this would be a good little piece of that. What I do is I pull my thread and then I pull it down through the first hook, and then I pull it back up through the next hook and then down to my needle, and then there's a little hook by your needle that you put it behind, and then you put it through your actual needle. There's arrows on your sewing machine that tells you which way it should go, which should be able to help you. And then I just use my hand dial and I just thread my needle through before I actually start sewing. And then I always remove my free arm when I'm doing the front of the skirt, just so that I have a little bit more motion. And then after that, I just go ahead and just sew it straight down in the front, just to make sure that the front and both sides are put together and there's not that gap in the front anymore. And then I also backstitch at the end just to make sure that the stitch is secure. And then after that, I just go ahead and put it inside out. And I do the same with the back, starting off stitching a few, then back stitching, and then stitching the rest of the way down. And then back stitching again, and cutting up all my excess threads. And then after that, to actually make the skirt, I just used the scraps from the skirt that I made yesterday first, and I cut out that piece in the inside so that it's able to lay a little flatter. I don't necessarily go ahead and iron it out, just because I just needed to lay a little bit. Well, I guess I do iron it out. Anyway, I iron out my skirt or whatever, and then I open it up just so that way I know how big I need that top piece to be, for that way they can be able to, I can cut it and it'll be able to open up like the zipper. So right now I'm just measuring out my scraps and seeing how I should attach them, and just to give it like the cutest little color pattern. Came out pretty cute. Okay, and then after that, I had another Etsy order, which are these distressed jeans that I make, which I basically use the rest of the jean that I didn't use for the skirt. So for the skirt, I just used the waistband. So I'm using, and I usually just have a bunch of a jean left. So to use those scraps, I just cut out different parts of the jean, the pocket. I think one side is the back pocket, and then the other side is like the front of the pants. And I just use those scraps to make a different pair of pants, which is also available on my Etsy. But I'm just laying them out, seeing which type of design that I want to make. There really isn't a, I guess, pattern that I follow. I just know I do the back of the jeans on one side and then the front on the other side, and then I just cut the pieces that I like the most. And I also add a little extra cut for extra distressing. And then after that, I go ahead and, well, that was smart. You know, just go ahead and get that under control and make sure that it isn't too long so it's not dragging over. And then after that, I go ahead and do the other side. I just iron it out, and then I start to lay down the front of the jeans as well. Girl, I be working like I did all this in one day. What the heck? Anyway, but yeah, so I'm just going ahead and laying out the front of the jeans, deciding where I want to place them. As for attaching the front of the, attaching any of this to the actual the customization to the jean, I would just recommend, either, it's up to you, you can sew it or you can glue it. I usually sew them down, but you can sew or you can glue them. It's just up to you. So this is how the baby skirt came out. It was so absolutely cute. So I'm just going ahead and printing out my shipping slips and boxing it up to get that out of there. That one came out really cute once it was distressed. And I just washed the skirts to distress them. And then this was the adult skirt, even cuter. And just bagging that up. And then after that, I believe that was it. Oh no, we still have to do the pants. So these are the way that the pants came out, pretty distressed, and I just went ahead and boxed those up as well and dropped everything off at the post office. Thank you again for watching my day in the life video. You can shop all of those items on my Etsy. Everything is currently on sale at the moment, so be sure to shop before the sale ends.